Freemasonry is they claim to have ancient charges or ancient degree work. Much of that ancient, that what they call ancient is actually not ancient. And another thing for black Masons, you have the oldest charter in the United States of America. The white boy Freemasonry is not, they charter in the U.S. is not as old as yours as African Lodge number 1. Prince Hall Masonry, according to the historical tradition and the paperwork, is more of an enlightening and authentic experience than the white boys. But another interesting thing I want to tell you about, a lot of the Masons that you think is Freemasons, they operating inoperatively, and a lot of that Freemasonry is whack. It's not real, and this is how you could tell. There's 3-letter AF and M. You know, AF and M. 3-letter Masonry is real. 4-letter Masonry is not real.
To you, you know, they want to enslave you because they're working for other entities too. Now here they come with that, like you can't see it, like you can't just hit them in the face with a laser, but you're kind and you're compassionate and you're watching these second graders get ready to either flunk out or get their new teacher, because at the end of the day, they called me in. Like at the end of Envision, they were like, okay, so that's the end of the projection. We were running silent in the sky. Everything was going great. So now it's time to go to that next stage. You ready? I said, absolutely. I'm so glad that everything is always lining up. So what's really good next? They said, yeah, about that. Well, it looks like while you're away, the demons are playing. So Big Cat needs to come back. And I was like, okay, well, great. So what do we got? Same old characters, Dodo Mayo, Asmodeus, you know, those guys. Man, when are they going to stop letting those Trojans in? I don't know, my guy, but you know how it is. Fun as usual. Talk to you later. And that's how we get into this. Computers sending transmissions, breaking time in the 23rd century.
Mutated over 4,000 years, use the orange spice gas, which gives them the ability to fold space. That is, travel to any part of the universe without moving. Because the Guild controls all interplanetary travel, they are the highest power in the universe. The spice also plays a very secret role in the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, of which I am part. The Sisterhood has been interfering with the marriages and the children thereof of the great houses of the universe, cleverly intermixing one bloodline with another to form the Kwisatz Haderach, a super being. They plan to control this super being and use his powers for their own selfish purposes.
A program against the Bible. Trump say I have a program and so on. The program is against the Bible. And if Trump will put it on the table, he will very soon must leave his chair.
Right, you mean dividing Jerusalem?
Yes, yes. This is anti-Jewish, this is anti-Bible.
Because I was worried when all of this started that this could be like a counterfeit.
It can be parallel to Cyrus,
yeah.
and much better than Cyrus.
Right.
Last year we built an altar.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the altar for the temple. You see here the coin Machzit shekel, and this is a stone altar. This is the temple, and it's written here in Hebrew, English, and Arabic. The temple coin, the temple coin.
So you said, just to repeat, you said that you are going to try and do another altar sacrifice with a better altar.
With the money that maybe we'll get from this,
yeah,
we will do the 8 times the exercise of sacrificing the Passover lamb, which we are doing it each year on the 10th of Nisan, the day that the Jews in Egypt, Bnei Israel, took the lambs to slaughter them 4 days later.
Okay.
Now we believe the government or the Jews will succeed to hold the Temple Mount, to raise the altar in its very precise place, and to do the real sacrificing of the lamb in the 14th of Nisan, Yudalet Nisan, which is the night of Passover. This is the day. And it's written here, the court of the Sanhedrin inaugurate, starting the altar. The other side is the latest ambassador, Nikki Haley, which made a very great war towards Israel and against the United Nations. And she became a symbol for all the free world against the cruelty and the evil that...
That could be in the next 2 years then. Could be in the next year.
In the next year?
Yeah.
Yes, in the next year.
If the red heifer is found to be perfect.
If it be not black or they have 2 hairs that are not red.
And now I've got a question from Shannon in Canada. She says, do you have the Ark of the Covenant?
No, we have not. Some friends are looking now there are no excavations in Qumran and maps and so on. And the legends of Ethiopia, that the Ark is in the Nile. We are sure that it exists somewhere in some caves, maybe under the Temple Mount, maybe in the Judea desert, but until now...
So you're looking for it, you're looking for the Ark. So that would be a part of the new temple if you found it. Is that a necessary part?
No, it's not necessary. The Gentiles will open the eyes of the Jews to know what God did with them. They took them from all the diasporas back to Israel land, and they built for them the temple and took them out from Egypt and make them clever and wise and not insulted anymore. Thank God.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us today.
Thank you too. I enjoyed. I hope that we shall deliver a message of love and peace to the humanity and truth.
Yeah.
And the justice will be in Jerusalem. It's written in Isaiah, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר השם ירושלים. From Zion will come the law.
You're going to have ASIC systems in the house as computing systems here very soon, in about a year. Standard persons running an ASIC system. So from there, what we're also looking at, though, is that after 2 years in 2020, they're going to discover the Spirit finally. I'm sitting back like, oh, all right, fine. Did they discover the Spirit yet? Oh, okay, great. Now it's time to wake up, because that's when we kick in, right? But in the meantime, see how time travel works? You already know what's going to happen, but you're watching it as it happens because you're the time traveler, right? And now, though, you have to realize, why are you coming back in time, though? Like, why are you coming back? See, I already know the words are backwards, and I already know the entire thing is running in the opposite direction. I know that. I've experienced that, and I see it every single day. But the question then, the riddle is, but why are we going back, though? Like, why would I go back? Well, it's the same reason why.
Have it. That's the golden ratio. So the body don't belong to you. The body belongs to this world. This world revolves around opportunism. Beauty is a point of reference that one is not to miss. You heard? When you miss the mark, right? That's an ecclesiastic term. You heard? Missing the mark. You heard? The mark, of course, being golden ratio sections. So this is what they hid from people and called it the Illuminati. They hid beauty, how to put in place propitious ratios in composition, and called it angels and demons. That whole shit is about Fibonacci sequences and all this, and this the great lie that they attribute all of this shit to pilgrims who had all of the vestiges of my little books that I left around. I left books all over the world. You heard? I left books all over the world. In fact, it's people writing my books saying that they attributing fictional characters to my narratives that I wrote in the 15th century. So I wrote books in the 15th century using lexicography, using dead language. I reinvigorated it, Aramaic. I mixed it with Castilian Spanish, and I mixed it with Hebrew, and I wrote a book called the Zohar. You heard? And it has an explanation to if the Torah really was spiritual. It is the Mishnah Gemara of the spiritual onus of what a Torah might be. You heard? And then from that Zohar came the Isaac Lorias of the world. And then concepts from the Zohar became the mixed with the concept of Tawheed, got into Spinoza's hand, and Spinoza influenced Weishaupt, and Weishaupt, in quotations, made the Illuminati. You heard? All off of my memories, all off of my observations of the physical world, observations of geometry, observations of how things unfold.
Alright, so all these things that you talk about is the alright, so I think like from my research and what I've like this is a 15th century, this is around the invention of probably like white supremacy and stuff of that nature.
White supremacy is a recent concept, my brother. When we talking about the 15th century, we talk about the 1600s. For people, when you hear centuries, if I say 15th century,
that's the 16th.
That's 15.
I mean the 1600s.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that time period, all the way up to that, right? So I'm like this. You know what?
That's why.
Listen. Hold up. This the thing. You got people thinking in their mind that we were slaves, or we had bones in our nose, right? And that we was sitting up preoccupied with chasing small animals, foraging. They didn't know that we had a whole full-blown spiritual technology, right? And a system of quantum physics and mechanics and sorcery that is unparalleled to this day. Everybody uses our symbols and revamps them from the numbers that we use. We're the first people that knew how to smelt metal on this planet. The white boy, he can make a battleship with the sciences that he learned from us, that we made a mask with bronze to fight wars. That's why he take our shit, our magic, and put it in a motherfucking museum. Because if it ain't in a museum, now it's a weapon. You feel me? So you got to put it in a museum and denude it of its power. You feel me? So my cousin brought this up when we was at Sonetta's when they cut the tape off, right? When we cut the tape off because we had to go, he brought this up. The Black Panther movie, all the show was black people fighting black people. See? Yeah, see? See that?
Yeah.
See that? Chill, nigga.
Yo, since I got you here before me, if you don't mind my asking you, A.A. Rashid, what's your nationality? They might not know. My man, good looking, B. It's an honor to ask you that. Word up.
That's how I give it up on my ID. I made them take my picture with my joint on, you know what I mean?
I appreciate your contribution, my G. Peace and love. I appreciate the brother for buying Brother Cosmo Ill book, coming through to show love. Brother A.A. Rashid, if you outside and you doing your thing, you gonna run into me. And if you ain't run into me yet, it's because you're not outside doing your thing. If I do see you outside, I'm gonna ask you what's your nationality. So peace.